Minecraft Snapshot 21W15A has brought in raw iron, raw gold, and raw copper, which can now be obtained as items from their respective ores. These can be fortuned and then smelted into their ingots, allowing for more fruitful mining expeditions when you have fortune on your pickaxe. And for builders, these items can be transformed into raw ore blocks that have really nice cobbled textures and extremely interesting bright colours. Let's see what we can build with them. This first design I would imagine would be present at some kind of quarry or mineshaft, and as you can see, these raw ores are being exposed by just stairs and slabs and things that are being chipped away at, sort of suggesting people are slowly mining away at this rock and revealing this raw iron, and then collecting it in barrels like over here. I've used the spruce trapdoors around the raw iron to suggest people just have lumps of this raw iron and are barreling it up, ready to transport it away to somewhere. And as you can see, using pressure plates and stone buttons as well, I've just put different bits of debris around the area, suggesting people have just been coming over, mining up this ore, and leaving all the stone behind. Just definitely adds to the lore of the area, really feels like this place is being used, and it just makes the world feel alive. Next up, we have a market, and to be more specific, a fish market. We have market stalls, we have fish in barrels, and we have squids and things of that nature. And as you can see over here, we have a little net of salmon. And behind it we have a barrel using the raw copper, and as you can see, the raw copper has these blobs of red, these blobs of blue, which very much looks like the body of the salmon and its head. So it sort of looks like these salmon have just been barreled up, wrapped up in these nets and things, and just put in this barrel ready to be sold, and maybe even spilt on the floor, as this copper ore suggests. And over here we've done the same thing with the cod, but this time we've used the raw iron because it very much has a peachy beigey colour, very similar to the cod itself. It definitely looks like barrels of cod have just been produced to be sold to the public. My third design is some kind of underwater diorama for this huge aquarium or something like that. I could definitely imagine this being in a modern mansion build or something, as an aquarium underneath the floor or something, and this works really nicely. And the main thing over here is this huge diving helmet design. So this is made out of copper, and it really nicely transitions from the regular copper to the fully oxidized copper. So we have the raw copper blocks, which definitely looks like a rougher version of this, starting to oxidize. It transitions into the glow lichen, which is very blue and covers it really nicely, transitioning into the lightly weathered and the weathered copper blocks, and finally into the oxidized copper. It just works as a really nice texturing device, acting as a gradient from one color to another, and it works really well. As well as this, we also have the soul sand in the floor. If this was waterlogged, it would definitely have bubble columns in it, and I've used the raw iron as well as stripped birch wood to transition from the soul sand to the sand to make for a nicer transition, make sure it doesn't look too out of place. Sort of looks like an underwater geyser or something. So as you may know, I have been playing on the Dragonforge SMP, which is a modded SMP, and they have dragon lairs, and one of the fire dragon lairs has gold in it. So as you can see, I have this huge pile of gold using the raw gold blocks, the honeycomb blocks, the regular gold blocks, as well as the lightly weighted pressure plates and the acacia slabs, just to create like a huge pile or lump of gold which is being hoarded by the dragons. We then have this black stone floor with barrels of gold and honeycomb and things, which definitely looks like just barrels of money, loose coins and things like that. We also use the lightly weathered pressure plates with the raw gold ore in item frames. It's definitely not cheese, it's clearly coins, and it looks really nicely as just some kind of hoard of gold in a thief's guild or a dragon's lair or a bank or something like that. This is really useful. And last but certainly not least, we have some kind of woodland path using the regular path blocks. We have the coarse dirt, the rooted dirt, and the main feature of this is the raw iron block, and this works really nicely as a transition from these very brown blocks into these grayscale blocks such as turf and cobblestone and andesite and things like that, and it works really nicely as just a rough cobbledy woodland path. It also looks like it could be pine cones or something that have fallen on this path if you have an evergreen forest. And speaking of evergreen, this is a really nice evergreen tree, and I learned this little trick from Go Number 4, who is one of the Dragonforge members. Go check him out. He uses different kinds of blocks in these trees to sort of transition from a rougher texture at the bottom to a smoother texture at the top. So as you can see, we just have the oak wood block at the bottom, which transitions into the raw iron block. And then at the top we have the dripstone block and the granite and things like that. So it just acts as a really smooth version of the raw iron block as it slowly transitions up to the top, and it works really nicely. In this case it's a really nice evergreen tree, but it could work in a deciduous tree as well. And there we have it, all 5 designs. Let me know what you think of them down below. Which of these are your favorite? Which of these might you be using in your build in 1.17? Let me know what you think of them. I'm in love with these brand new blocks and I'm so excited to use them in the future. Anyway, thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. This was definitely one of the shorter videos, but I do hope you liked it. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now. If you have any suggestions, leave them down below or join my Discord if you'd like to share some screenshots with me. Anyway, bye.